Dongal greetings everyone and Dongal greetings Sir Janus. We are the group 4. So this is our object-oriented design for an online order management. We call our system Kaoniguri. My name is Radin Riyang Maloles and I am joined by my group mates Cassandra Nicol April J. Franco, and Christian Carlos Lang. So to give you a quick overview of our project, Kaoniguri is an online food delivery platform to design, to manage, and process multiple types of customers' order. Under the hood, the system uses object-oriented programming principles to handle dine-in, pick-up, and delivery transactions in a unified, extensible structure. Here is how the different order types work. For dine-in orders, a 10% service charge is automatically added to the base amount to account for in-store service. For pickup, there are no extra charges, so the base amount is retained. For the delivery fee is added based on the delivery distance multiplied by a rate per kilometer. But despite those different rules, all order types share a unified payment processing workflow. Looking at our hierarchy, you can see how we structured this. We have a main order base class which branches out into dine-in order, pickup order, and delivery order. The delivery order also links to the separate delivery details class to handle distance and rate. So let's take a look to the computation logic using three test cases. Test case 1 is a 500 peso dine-in order with a 10% service charge, so the total becomes 550 pesos. So that the test case 2 is a 300 pesos pickup order. Since there are no extra charges, the total stays exactly at 300 pesos. So test case 3 is a 400 peso delivery order with a 5 kilometer distance of 20 pesos per kilometer. So the 100 peso delivery fee brings the total up to 500 pesos. So here is a quick walkthrough for our key classes. The order is our base class holding the ID, base amount, and the payment process. The dine-in order extends it by adding the 10% charge. Pickup order extends it but returns the base amount unchanged. Finally, a delivery order extends the base class and adds the delivery fee via has a relationship with the delivery details class which independently computes the fee. So in our sample code, you can see this concept in action. We use polymorphic lists to hold up our orders. So the best part is we unified processing loop at the bottom. So even though the calculation varies for each other order type, we can loop through all of them and process their payments in the exact same step. So for the three Java classes represented specific components of an object-oriented order management system working together to handle different types of customer transaction based on a common order parent class. First, the delivery details class acts as a dedicated helper object that encapsulates the specific data needed for a delivery. The distance and the rate per kilometer, it initializes these values through its constructor and uses method called calculate delivery fee method to compute the extra cost by multiplying by the distance by the rate. By keeping this logic separate, the code remains clean and focused. Next, the delivery order class extend the base order class and demonstrate an object-oriented concept called association. So it requires a delivery details object when it created when the system calls be overridden and the calculated delivery method from its associated delivery details object. So it also overrides get order type method to clearly identify itself as a delivery order. Finally, the dine-in order class also extends the main order but it implements its own unique pricing logic. Instead of relying on distance or external object, its overridden calculate total method simply calculates a 10% service charge for the base amount and adds it to the total. So like the delivery class, it overrides get order type method to identify itself in the case in returning dine in. So for the next report, it further explain the code and the sample output of our program properly. Thank you.
Greetings everyone, I'm Kusara Koji Santa and today I'm going to walk you through the technical architecture of our Kaonigiri food delivery system. I'll be explaining how we use OOP to build a clean, manageable system for handling different types of customer transactions. If you look at the top of our diagram, everything starts with the order class. This is our superclass. From the technical perspective, we designed this to be the source of truth for all transactions. You'll notice we use protected visibility for the task case label and base amount. We did this for encapsulation. It's a form of data shielding where we keep these variables safe from outside classes, but we allow our subclasses to access them directly. This makes math much easier when we get to the specific order types. This class also sets the standard contract for the system, ensuring every order has a way to calculate a total and process a payment. Moving down, we have our three specialized types: dine-in order, pick-up order, and delivery order. These are the subclasses, and those open triangle arrows signifies an inheritance or is a relationship. Basically, the system recognizes that a dine-in order is all at score order. So the real technical highlight here is the polymorphism. All these classes have a calculate total method, but they behave differently at runtime. For example, dine-in order automatically tax on that 10% service charge, while pickup order just sticks to the base amount. The system handles them all as a generic orders until the moment of calculation, where the specific logic for each class takes over. Now let's take a look at delivery order. You'll see a solid line pointing to delivery details. We label this as an association or an owns relationship. From a design standpoint, this is one-to-one multiplicity. It's a strict rule in our logic. A delivery transaction cannot exist without its geographical data. We kept delivery details as its own class to follow the separation of concerns. It handles the variables like distance and rate per km with using private visibility. By locking this down, ensure the delivery fee cannot be tempered with outside of the specific methods we've provided. Finally, every class in the diagram has a constructor. These are essential because they have the initial state of our objects. When we create a new order to the constructor ensures that the test case label and the base price set immediately. So we use super to chain this constructor together, making sure that the parent class is initialized before the subclass adds its own details. That's all, and thank you.
Good day, everyone. In this section, we will be discussing the class relationship and multiplicity of our online food delivery system. So, our class diagram consists of five classes, each playing a specific role in the overall design of the program. So, let us go through each relationship one by one. So, first relationship, we have the inheritance, also known as SA relationship. The dine-in order class extends the order class, which means it automatically inherits the attribute test case label and base amount, as well as the methods get this case label, get base amount, get order type, calculate total, and process payment. What makes dine-in order unique that it is provides its own implementation of calculate total, which adds a 10% service charge on top of base amount to account for in-store services. It also overrides the get order type to identify itself as a dine-in order. So the multiplicity is one-to-one, meaning every single dine-in order objects that exist in the system is exactly one order. There is no scenario where a dine-in order exists without being an order. So the second relationship follows the same inheritance structure. The pickup order class also extends the order class, inheriting the same base attributes and methods. What differentiates the pickup order from the other subclasses is its implementation of calculate total. Since pickup orders do not incur any additional charges, the method simply returns the base amount as the final total without adding anything on top. It also overrides get order type to identify itself as a pickup order, just like an dine-in order. The multiplicity is one-to-one since every pickup order instance is exactly one order. So the third relationship is also an inheritance. The delivery order class extends the order class just like how the other two subclasses inheriting the same base attributes and methods. However, delivery order is the most specialized among the three. It overrides calculate total to add a delivery fee on top of the base amount, where the fee is computed using the data stored in its associated delivery details object. It also introduced its own additional method called get delivery details, which exposes that association to the rest of the system. The multiplicity again is one to one since every delivery order instance is exactly one order. So the fourth and final relationship is a composition, also known as the has a or owns a relationship between delivery order and delivery details. Unlike inheritance, composition means one class owns and contains another. In this case, delivery order owns a delivery details object through its delivery details attribute. The delivery details class holds the delivery specific data, especially the distance and weight per km or kilometer, and contains its own calculate delivery fee method that computes the delivery fee by multiplying the distance by the rate per kilometer. This is a composition and not just a simple association because delivery details exist strictly within the context of a delivery order. It has no meaning or purpose outside of it. The multiplicity is one to one on both sides, meaning one delivery order owns exactly one delivery details, and one delivery details belongs to exactly one delivery order. So to summarize, our system is built around five classes with four distinct relationships, three inheritance relationship and one composition relationship. So the order class serves as the parent that centralizes the shared attributes and enforces a consistent process payment step across all order types. So the dining order, pickup order, and delivery order each specialize order by providing their own version of calculate total. Demonstrating polymorphism, the same method calls produce different results depending on the order type. And finally, delivery details is kept as a separate composed class to cleanly isolate delivery specific data to ensure that distance and weight per kilometer are only attached to order that actually need them. That concludes our discussion on class relationships and multiplicity. Again, I'm April Jess Franco from 2CSA. So that's all. Thank you for listening.
Greetings everyone, I'm Christian Garcelan and I'm going to discuss on this video is about main Java program, pickup orders and order.java. So let's start with the uh, main program. So on our main program, first we have an import array list. So next on our main class, we have a list. So this line of code demonstrates polymorphism by creating a single collection that can store various object types such as dine-in, pickup, and delivery, as long as they inherit from other classes. So this allows the system to remain flexible and scalable, enabling unified workflow where all orders are processed through single list without needing separate logic for each type. So next, we have a order list for TC1 dine-in. So this line instances a new dine-in order object which base amount of 500 and add it to the unified collection. So it demonstrates inheritance by utilizing a specific subclass that applies 10% service charge to the base amount during the final computation. So next for the TC2, uh, on this code, create a pickup order object, adds it to the list, representing a transaction where the base amount remain unchanged and illustrate method overriding. So because the pickup order class implement its own logic to ensure additional service charge or fees are added. So next line of code for TC3. So this block of code demonstrate association, especially has a relationship by creating separate delivery details. So object to store distance and rate information. This object then pass into delivery order, allowing the system to handle delivery specific data separately from the base order attributes. So next block of code is to be a creative console output. So This code block is used to display creative and professional header for the system console. So interface to improve usability and organization. So it acts as visual divider that clearly mark start to transaction processing terminal for the users. So next block of code. So this use an enhanced for loop to iterate through the unified collection. So demonstrating polymorphism by treating every object as an order regardless of its own specific time. So it ensures the consistent output format by retrieving a unique label. So an order type to transaction, making the result organized and easy to track. So next block of code, we have a if else. So this line retrieves a display initial cost by the I forgot the this line of code. So this line of code have a base amount. So it retrieve a display initial cost of the food item, calling get base amount to uh, get base amount method from the order class. So it provides a clear starting point for the bill before type specific charge or fees are applied. So let's proceed to the if else. So this block uses instance of operator to identify the specific type of each order. So allowing the system to display relevant extra details like service charge, detail fees, and for delivery orders, their code performs downcasting to access specific method in delivery order so that aren't available in the general order class. So this ensures that the unique information such as distance and rate per kilometer is only shown for orders that actually required it. So by handling this variation, so the system maintain clean and organized output while reflecting the different billing rules for each transaction type. So next block of code. This code executed the unified workflow by calling the process payment method and the override calculate total. So this display the final bill for each specific order type. It concludes each transaction with a visual divider, ensures that the result clearly separate and easy for the user to interpret. So last block of code is um, for serve as a system confirmation message that notifies the user all data and collection has been successfully handled. So it provides clean aesthetic conclusion to the manual output, ensuring the user known the program has finished in its execution without errors. So let's proceed to the order.java or pickup order Java. So this first block of code pick up order. So this block of code defines pickup order class which uses extend keyword to inherit the all properties and behaviors from the parent order class. So the constructor uses super keyword to pass the test case label and base amount to parent constructor, ensuring the basic order data initialize consistently across different transaction types. So next block of code is this block demonstrates method overriding. So where subclass provides its own specific implementation of the method originally defined in the parent. So defined in the parent order class. So it allows the system dynamically identify the return to the string pickup when process this specific type of order within the unified collection. So next block of code is also override for the method overriding to implement the specific billing logic that pick up transaction where the base amount is returned without any additional fees. So it ensures that the system follows business rules that pick up orders not incur so service charge or delivery fees unlike other order types. So that's for our pickup order Java. So let's proceed to the order.java. So this first block of code is defined as the base order class using encapsulation specific access modifier for member variables. So by declaring test case label and base amount as protected, it ensures that these essential data points are hidden from the outside world while still being directly accessible to subclasses like dine-in order or delivery order. So next block of code is constructor for the base order classes, which is responsible for initializing the essential data of every transaction. So it ensures this keyword correctly assign an incoming parameter to class protected field, ensuring that the order ID and cost are properly stored as soon as an object is created. So next block of code is we have a getter method, so that provides control access to the protected test case label variable from the outside of the class. So it allows part of the system retrieve the specific test case identifier without allowing them to modify the original data directly. So next block of code is for um, getter method. For the getter method that provides secure way to retrieve initial total cost of the item stored in base amount. So one, two, dito. 7654. So we have so next block of next block of code is for getter method that provides secure way to retrieve initial cost of food items stored in base amount variable. So by returning this value, the method allows the parts of the system to access the base price for display and further computation without compromising the class internal data. So next block of code, we have order type. So this provide a default string identifier for the base order class, acting as a placeholder order category. So it designed to overridden by subclasses like dine-in order, pick-up order, or return their specific transaction type of during the process. So next block of code, this block provide a default implementation of the total amount calculation, which simply return the base amount without any extra. So it is specifically designed to overridden by subclasses like dine-in order or delivery order to apply their unique billing rules such as service charge or delivery fees. So last block of code for the order.java, we have a method defined under unified. So this define a unified workflow step that is shared by every order type, ensuring consistent payment process across the entire system. It demonstrates the power of the base classes, centralized this behavior, meaning all subclasses automatically inherit this success confirmation without needing to rewrite the code. So that's my part for the for our program. Main.java, um, pick up order and order. So let's proceed to the output. So on the output, I will explaining our output. So on this output, so let's start with the this is so let's proceed to the output. So on the output, first um, we need to comment this and this TC2 to try the output of the order list for the TC1. So let's try to run it. So on the TC1, so we have a header section. The output begins with a creative console header identifies in the Kaonigiri delivery system. So this serves as the visual boundary to improve usability organization for the terminal user. So next transaction. So we have the terminal identifies the specific transaction as TC1 as classifies the order type of dine-in. So this demonstrates the system availability to label the categorized different objects stored in unified collection. So the output display base amount of the 500 because this is the dine-in order. The system applies polymorphism and method overriding to automatically calculate the display 10% serving charge of the of 50 pesos. So the line processing payment for TC1 success confirms that the object followed the shared payment process step defined in the parent order class. So the final total is calculated as 550 pesos, which is the sum of the base amount and the service charge. So the session concludes with a success message indicating all transaction in the list has been proceed processed and accurately. So next, let's comment this TC1 and proceed to the TC2. So let's run it and they will show the output for the TC2. So this the terminal identified the transaction TC2 and correctly classified the order type pickup. So this showed the system availability to distinguish between different order types within the single list. So the output display base amount of 300 pesos. For pickup orders, the system specified the extra charge are none. So reflecting the rule that this transaction retain the base amount as the final total. So this result achieved through method overriding where pickup order subclass implements a calculate total method that returns only the base amount. So ignoring the service charge or delivery fees applied to the other types. So even though the computation is different, TC2 follows the same consistent payment step as the other order. So as seen in the message, processing payment for TC2 is success. So the final total remains 300, confirming that the system accurately um, processed the transaction without any additional cost. So let's proceed to the TC3. First, we need to comment this and uncomment. So let's try to run it. So on the output of the TC3, so the terminal identified this transaction as TC3, so as classified the order types delivery. So this demonstrates how the system handles specialized order types that required extra information beyond the base amount. So this output displays unique fields delivery disk. So 5 kilometer rate per 20 pesos and the computed delivery fee 100 pesos. So this reflect as has a relationship where delivery order uses a separate delivery details object to manage calculate distance based cost. So the system use method overriding to compute the final total 500 pesos by adding the delivery fee to base amount 400 pesos. This allowed the system process delivery order different than dine-in or pick-up orders while using the same execution flow. So like other test case, so TC3 follows the standard payment step, processing payment for the TC3 success. This confirms that the system is scalable and flexible for handling complex billing rules without altering the core processing structure. So next, let's try to run the TC1 to TC3. So let's uncomment this and the TC2 and the TC1. So this is the output for the TC1, TC2, and TC3. So we have a short overview. The terminal display three distinct test cases: the TC1, TC2, and the TC3. So demonstrating the system availability to stores process diverse order types in the single collection. So order follows the consistent unified workflow beginning with the transaction identification and ending with the standardized payments process confirmation. So then in processing, the TC1, this case highlights the application of 10% service charge 50 pesos to the amount of 500. So it reflects the system flexibility in applying specific billing rules for in-store service. So next, pick up processing, the TC2. So the output for the TC2 confirms that the additional charge are incurred so for pickup orders. So leaving the final total equal to the base amount of 300. This demonstrates how the system maintain base total when no extra service are required. So next, delivery processing. So that's the TC3. So section display the most complex logic showing delivery specific data like distance 500 km for example, I mean 5 km for example, and rate per kilometer 20 pesos for example. So to compute 100 pesos delivery fee. So it shows the association relationship where the specialized data is handled separately and added to the 400 base amount. So we have the output concludes with a success message indicating that all objects are processed uniformly regardless with their internal variation. So this provides the system scalable and extensionable, capable of managing various real-world scenarios through structured object-oriented design. So that's all for our program, and thank you. Greetings everyone, I'm Christian Garcelan, and I'm going to discuss on this video is about main Java program, pickup orders and order.java. So let's start with the uh, main program. So on our main program, first we have an import array list. So next on our main class, we have a list. So this line of code demonstrates polymorphism by creating a single collection that can store various object types such as dine-in, pickup, and delivery, as long as they inherit from other classes. So this allows the system to remain flexible and scalable, enabling unified workflow where all orders are processed through single list without needing separate logic for each type. So next, we have a order list for TC1 dine-in. So this line instances a new dine-in order object which base amount of 500 and add it to the unified collection. So it demonstrates inheritance by utilizing a specific subclass that applies 10% service charge to the base amount during the final computation. So next for the TC2, uh, on this code, create a pickup order object, adds it to the list, representing a transaction where the base amount remain unchanged and illustrate method overriding. So because the pickup order class implement its own logic to ensure additional service charge or fees are added. So next line of code for TC3. So this block of code demonstrate association, especially has a relationship by creating separate delivery details. So object to store distance and rate information. This object then pass into delivery order, allowing the system to handle delivery specific data separately from the base order attributes. So next block of code is to be a creative console output. So this code block is used to display creative and professional header for the system console. So interface to improve usability and organization. So it acts as visual divider that clearly mark start to transaction processing terminal for the users. So next block of code. So this use an enhanced for loop to iterate through the unified collection. So demonstrating polymorphism by treating every object as an order regardless of its own specific time. So it ensures the consistent output format by retrieving a unique label. So an order type to transaction, making the result organized and easy to track. So next block of code, we have a if else. So this line retrieves display initial cost by the I forgot the this line of code. So this line of code have a base amount. So it retrieve display initial cost of the food item, calling get base amount to uh, get base amount method from the order class. So it provides a clear starting point for the bill before type specific charge or fees are applied. So let's proceed to the if else. So this block uses instance of operator to identify the specific type of each order. So allowing the system to display relevant extra details like service charge, detail fees, and for delivery orders, their code performs downcasting to access specific method in delivery order. So that aren't available in the general order class. So this ensures that the unique information such as distance and rate per kilometer is only shown for orders that actually required it. So by handling this variation, so the system maintain clean and organized output while reflecting the different billing rules for each transaction type. So next block of code. This code executed the unified workflow by calling the process payment method and the override and calculate total